take away from a game that had so many kind of wild scoring swings, big runs, and then opportunities to execute that just came up short tonight?
Thought we did a good job battling back. Basketball's a game of runs. Thought we did a good job answering the bell. Just the start of the third quarter, that was like a big stretch, like down 20, coming out of the game can like really get away from you that first 5 minutes. So I thought we did a good job there. Being able to course correct, I thought was good tonight too. Defensively, the game kind of got away from us early in the game, and then I think we even took the lead a couple of times coming up. So just defensively, we got back into our stuff, started trusting each other more on offense, and yeah.
As they aggressively trap you and blitz you, what's your mindset in terms of trying to get other guys involved and maybe take advantage of some of those opportunities?
Yeah, tonight was probably the heaviest that it's been, just in terms of like I saw so many different coverages tonight, which was good. It allowed me to like kind of read the game and like figure the game out. So definitely don't take those opportunities for granted. But yeah, just trying to like find my teammates. Like I said, a lot of it was, I wouldn't say new, it was just more of it. So obviously not having Shai out there, they kind of figured they were going to throw a lot of stuff like that out there. But yeah, just trying to learn and understand the coverages, where I need to throw the ball, and how I can still like kind of like pick my spots, like be aggressive.
Just on a similar note, I know that the Dallas defense, their roster is not 1-for-1 with the team you played in the playoffs, but how much of what you saw tonight felt similar or maybe different from what you saw in terms of what they do at you?
It was different. They didn't really like double big us just because we were small, and I think Lively was out too. So like not having Luka, they're a completely different team, and that's not good or bad. Just from my playoff experience to now, it's just two totally different situations. I think a lot of it was just like coverage-wise was probably like the closest thing to that. I think again, not having like Shai, Chet, Hart, like all those guys out there makes it so much different from the playoffs. So I don't really know how else to like answer that, but just like I said, as far as the coverages and stuff, it was definitely different.
And obviously, like you mentioned, you knew this was sort of going to happen because Shai never misses games. You can imagine that the pressure is going to shift onto you. I guess do you relish those opportunities? And I guess coming into the game knowing that Shai was going to be going, like how did you kind of frame the opportunity for yourself?
Yeah, just being ready to play. Like you said, Shai doesn't really miss games often, but not trying to like do too much, but still play within the team, and yeah, just take it as like a learning opportunity. It's a privilege to be able to go out there and like not everybody in the NBA gets doubled and blitzed and kind of all that. So definitely is a good thing. I just feel like I kind of got better tonight. I was talking about that with E, and just like I got to do a bunch of stuff that I normally wouldn't see, and random games in January on a back-to-back where I can get better is a good opportunity.
Tim McMahon has one.
How do you evaluate the way you handled all that, all the extra attention that you're talking about? And, like, if you're looking at this clearly as a opportunity to grow and learn, where do you see you being able to get better and benefit from that?
I thought I got to the line pretty well tonight. I don't like how many turnovers I had. Some of them were self-inflicted. Looking at like a lot of the new stuff. But other than that, I thought I grew up the second half. Like I was able to like figure out where I could get to, and I think just from how I was shooting, it's kind of easy to like stop being aggressive. So I thought I kind of fought through that, and my team also did a great job battling back. We went on runs where I wasn't in the game too, so I think that kind of eased a little bit of pressure off of it as well. But just kind of sticking with it. Like there's going to be ups and downs in a game, and I thought I did a good job of sticking with it. And there's a lot of ways I can improve too.
You mentioned all the coverages that you saw. What's the process for you to learn from those coverages and try and be better outside of watching film during the season?
When I have games like this, attack it head on and then go from there. I think when you kind of run away from those opportunities and you're not as aggressive, you don't really see the full coverage. And I think again, it's just like understanding what we're trying to get accomplished on offense, and also not think about it too much. Like if you go into every game like wondering what the other team is going to do, I feel like it kind of like dims what you're able to do on offense.
You guys were 11 to 33 in the paint. Obviously, without Shai, you're not going to have the same numbers. But what do you feel like was the issue with getting there, or the issue converting there?
I think obviously like Gafford's a good shot blocker, so he was in there a bunch. I think just different guys kind of went in there, and that kind of is. I wouldn't read too much into it, but yeah, everybody is playing like a completely different role today. So it wasn't just me like trying to figure out, you know, the game as well. So it's good that we were still aggressive, and that's obviously a number would like to be higher, but like the process of what we're doing is good.
Along those lines, Jalen, it seemed like you had that relentless approach down the stretch, and it paid off. Like those handful of buckets, you know, those transition plays, some really tough shots that you made. Is this one of those games where you feel like, man, you know, one or two plays you could have got you guys on a run, or do you just feel like it's one of those games where it just felt like it wasn't your night, or not you individually, but just as a team?
I think it's hard to get rewarded for being down 20 in a game. So I can go down the line of my game that I got to try for making the free throw. Obviously every player is gonna have times where I think they should have made one shot and didn't, and that's basketball. But I think from like a team perspective, when you're battling back from 20, the room for error is a little smaller. But down the stretch, I thought we executed okay. Some shots didn't go in, some shots for them didn't go in too. So there's a lot of breakdown of the game I think that we can all look at, but I thought we just did a good job, like I said, bounding back from 20, and now we kind of just look down the stretch. How could we have executed a little better?
Nick, you can finish it up. Last question, Nick Crane.
You guys have been a good third quarter team for a couple of years now, but especially of late, you guys have been crushing some third quarters. Anything special, unique, different that you guys feel like you're doing at half that's giving you an edge, or what do you think is making the difference?
Third quarter is very important for the game, especially when you're down 20, because 20 can definitely turn to 30, and then the game kind of gets out of reach. So that stretch of the game tonight was super important, and just going from like just over the whole year, third quarters are important because it's kind of like a restart to the game. So coming out in the first quarter is big for us, and then like also not having a drop off in the third is big. And I think I specifically remember last year there was like a stretch where our third quarters weren't really good, and it was hard for us to kind of like climb back into games. So I think this has kind of made it easier for us to like be involved in games. Like obviously our third quarter tonight was huge. It cut it to like 8 or something like that before they called timeout. So that's definitely like a point of emphasis.